Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Tuesday Transformation Tidbits, where every week we're gathering to fuel your faith, to sharpen your focus, and to push you into the next level. This year, we are getting it done. We're owning the thing that once crushed us. And today's truth is really about it's time to reclaim your power, not the power that you never had, but we're talking about the power that you have given away. And on today, we're going to be talking about how to reclaim that power that you have once given away to someone else. I am so excited that you decided to join us this morning as we're getting it done in 2026. Come on, let's get started this morning on what we're going to be talking about. As I said, we're in episode 2 of Getting It Done, and we're reclaiming the power. We're taking back the energy that we lost. And when we get that energy back that we're lost, what we're doing is we're reclaiming that energy and then we're investing it into our next level. So on this morning, we're going to be talking about how we're investing this into our next level, how we're taking it higher. And as each week when we come together, what I do is take a scripture and I pattern what we're talking about with the scripture. On today, we're going to be talking, or the scripture that we're actually going to be utilizing is Joel 2:25. Joel 2:25. And the scripture says, I will restore the years that the locust has eaten. When we look at this scripture this morning, and as we pattern with reclaiming your power and taking back your energy that you lost and reinvested it, when we look at the scripture, it doesn't say he will rewind the time. It says he's restoring the capacity that you had. Restoration really is not about going backwards, but it's about receiving back what was depleted and redirecting it forward. How many of us want to receive back what has been depleted from us, and we want to take it forward? You see, you don't get the same season back that you had because we don't go backwards. So we don't get the same season back. But what we do get is you get stronger stewardship, stronger to go forward because of the things that you have learned from some of the things that you have gone for. So what we want to look at this morning, what you lost has not been forever. What you lost is not forever. But what we're going to talk about is restoration. Restoration is coming with reallocation. We're going to be restored, but we're going to reallocate that strength, that energy that we have, and we're going to reinvest it into the next level. How many of us want to go to a next level? We're not satisfied with where we're sitting at right now, but we want to go into another level, greater levels, higher heights. Even in the natural world, most of us don't want to remain where we are year after year. We want to do something different. We want to invest in something different. We always want to take our life, our journey, and go to a different level, travel down a different pathway, because we're never too old to learn, and we're never too old to grow. So on this morning, we're just going to talk about how do we reclaim our power back? How do we take that energy that was depleted from us and pull it back to reinvest it where we're going? And on today, I have 3 points or 3 tidbits that I want to give you to allow you to know how do we do it. Have you ever realized in your life that there's been a situation that's really over? That the people are gone. The doors that you once have, they are now shut. They're closed. But your energy for what that thing used to be is still there. How many of you survived something? You left something, but part of you still stays emotionally invested in something that has already expired. So on today's tidbits, we're going to give you a simple way of how to get out of it, how to overcome. You see, you cannot step into the next level while you're still financing your past. And I want somebody to get that into that in your system. Let it simmer in you. You can't go forward. You can't step to the next level if you're always financing the past. What do I mean? You can't go forward if you're always looking back. You have to sometimes stop financing your past and decide to take those finances and employ them into the next level that you're going to. So you got to realize when things are over. You have to realize when situations have stopped. You got to realize when some doors have just closed. Yeah, you survived it. Yes, you left it. But now you got to become emotionally detached from the things, emotionally detached from the investment you have, because there was an expiration date that went along with that door when it closed. It just wasn't open forever. It was there to bring about something in your life, or to bring out some qualities in you to take you to the next level. So on this morning, my first tidbit for you is where your power leaked at. Look at yourself for a moment and decide, where did my power leak? You see, energy leaks through the places that you refuse to confront. When we look at some places that we refuse to confront and we look at the energy that has been leaked, let's talk about replaying conversations in our mind. How many of us in our mind over and over and over, we replay conversations that we had in the past? Conversations that maybe have wounded us, conversation that maybe has left a nasty taste in our mouth. And we're constantly replaying that conversation over and over and over. There's some people that you look in the mirror and you have conversations from last year that you're constantly replaying over and over. You're imagining yourself having arguments with something that has expired. So you are imagining, you're looking in the mirror and you're just imagining situations that have expired, and you're still arguing about that situation. You're still having an argument with that person, and that person may not even be here any longer, but you refuse to let it go. So all of the energy that you have, you're leaking that energy in a place that you refuse to confront. You're allowing your energy to remain in the past because you won't confront that situation and allow it to expire in your life. What about the cycles of regret that you just keep replaying over and over and over? Something about that rewind button on the tape recorder that you keep hitting to say, I got to replay this over and over. Maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe it's time for you to shut the door. Maybe it's time for when you have expired things that you have to discard it. You have to let it go. You have to throw it out. What about the cycle of constantly proving who you already are to yourself, who your true self is? You're trying to constantly prove what already is true about you. Why don't we just stop that? You are what you are. You do what you do, and you have to go after that which you are assigned to go after. Why are we constantly in cycles of proving what's already true about us? You are fearfully and you are wonderfully made. That is the truth when it comes to you. You are the heir of the Father. You are his heart. He loves you. He created you to be about a good work. That's truth about yourself. Maybe start hitting the rewind button on some of those things so that the truth of who you are will begin to become part of who you are, and you'll begin to speak those words out of your mouth. What about trying to be understood by people who have already committed to misunderstanding you? Some of us do that. You have some people in your life that they're already committed to misunderstanding you. So whatever words that proceed out of your mouth, rather good, bad, or indifferent, they already have an opinion about you. They're already going to misunderstand you. Why allow your energy to be leaked to them? Why even engage in things like that? Because it's going to cause you to get upset. It's going to cause you to become frustrated in things that is not worthy of your energy in this season. Sometimes it's about relinquishing those people, putting an expiration date on those things. If someone is committed to misunderstanding you, allow it to be exactly what it is. You will never understand any words that proceed out of my mouth because you made a commitment to misunderstand me. So because you're committed in that relationship to misunderstand me, allow it to be exactly what it's going to be. Keep moving forward. If someone cannot accept who you are, then maybe it's time to shut that door. Maybe it's time to say, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Maybe it's time for you to move forward and allow that to be exactly what it is. You see, this is not really healing when you don't confront it. It's not healing when you don't allow it to see and accept it for what it is. What it is hemorrhage. You're still bleeding in situations because you have not confronted those situations. So your energy is leaking. Your energy is coming away from you. It's going into places that it needs not to go in. You see, the enemy doesn't need to defeat you in what he does. All he really needs to do is make you exhausted. And you running behind these various things and trying to make people understand you, trying to go through situations to proving yourself, trying to be in cycles of regret that you keep replaying, you are exhausting yourself. And the enemy's job is to make you feel exhausted, because if you're exhausted, you have no energy to put to the thing that you're trying to do. You have no energy for the next level that you're trying to go. So we've got to watch and we've got to know the power of links. What is linking my energy? That's my question to you this morning. What have you allowed to come in 2026 to leak your energy? Point number 2. After we have located, after we have decided, after we have confronted the thing that's leaking our energy, the next thing that we have to do, we have to reclaim the power of a decision. Reclaiming power is a decision. Reclaim the power on this morning. That's a decision that you have to make in order to reclaim your power. Reclaim it. Decisions are something that we have to do. So when you're reclaiming your power, that means that I stop over explaining myself. When I'm reclaiming my power, I stop chasing closures from unavailable people. When I reclaim my power, I stop rehearsing the pain as identity. When I reclaim my power, I redirect my emotions, my energy towards purpose and not towards people. You don't wait to feel powerful. You decide to be disciplined with your energy. I'm going to say that again. You don't wait to feel powerful, but what you do, you decide to discipline with your energy. I've got to discipline where I share my energy. I've got to discipline what I put my energy into. That's what we have to do in order. Reclaiming power is a decision. You have to make a decision after you realize that you have leaked the energy in some things you won't confront, and you confront those things. Now I've got to take the power from those things, and I've got to stop doing some things because I've got to make a decision that I've got to reclaim my power. I need the power to go into the next level. I need the power to sit me. So I got to discipline myself. I got to tell myself I'm not going to do this. If it requires you every morning to look in the mirror and declare, today is the day that I stop over explaining myself. Today is the day that I stop chasing closure with unavailable people. Today is the day that I stop rehearsing pain as my identity. Today is the day that I redirect the emotional energy towards purpose and not towards closed doors, not towards things that has expired in my life. My third point on this morning is the reinvestment principle. When we look about that energy that we have now, because remember, we're disciplining our energy for purpose. Now I have to take that energy and I have to reinvest that energy. So this is the reinvestment principle. This is the place where I shift from being and looking behind, and I'm shifting going into the next level. I'm shifting from what those old things used to be, and I'm moving into a new direction. This is the shift that I'm doing. And when we look at the shift, it's the same intensity that you do when you survive. The same intensity that I need to use in survival is the same thing that I need to use to build me for the next level. The same mental strength that I endured when I was being portrayed is the same now that I need to have, that I'm designing new strategies to go for. So that same mental strength that I was enduring when I was being betrayed. It's the same mental energy that I need now that I'm designing new strategies. The same prayer life that I got when I was going through the valley. Now I need to sustain that same prayer life in my elevation. See, what kept you alive must now propel you to go forward. That same energy that you push to stay alive, that same energy and that same prayer life that you have, and an intensity of that prayer life that you have when you were in the valley, it's the same thing that you need to maintain. It's the same thing that you need to sustain. It's about sustainability in the elevation that you're going through. That same mental stress or that same mental strain that you had, that you need to let go, that you was given that strength when you were enduring betrayal, is the same thing you need now that you're designing new strategies going forward. This is the shifting when you're reinvesting your principles into your next level. You're not allowing that energy that you had to stay in your past, but you're taking that energy and now I'm going to invest it in something that's going to allow me to grow higher, something that's going to elevate me, something that's going to propel me to go forward. So we're reinvesting our energy. This is the reinvesting principle stage. And then we've got to look at, when we look at all three of those stages, we've got to look at the point that we just gotta get it done. And 2026 is the year that we gotta get it done. So on this morning, we want to get it done and we want to put it in action. So this week, when we begin to think about getting it done, what I want you to do is ask yourself a couple of questions. The first question that I want you to ask yourself when we begin to think about what's going on, I want you to ask yourself, where is my emotional energy still tied up at? Where is it tied up at? Where have I left my emotional energy? The next question I want you to ask yourself is, what conversation am I constantly replaying in my mind? Why am I constantly hitting the rewind button on that conversation? The next point that I want you to ask, and the next question that I want you to ask yourself, who am I still trying to prove something to? Who are you trying to prove something to? My first question is, where's my emotional energy still tied up with? My second question is, what conversation am I still constantly replaying in my mind over and over because I have not confronted that thing? And then my last question is, who am I still trying to prove something to? Who am I still trying to prove something that already has decided to misunderstand me, that already has decided who I am, who has already decided that they can't accept the point that maybe I have changed and maybe I have elevated in my life, and who you thought I was is not who I still am? Who are you trying to prove that you're different to? And then after you ask yourself those questions, then I want you to write a sentence. I want you to say this morning, I release my energy from what? And I reinvest it into what? I release my energy from the people who misunderstand me. And I reinvest it into the people who's going to understand me. the people who's going to invest in who I am, the people who's going to propel me to go to the next level. So I release that energy from you who misunderstood me, from you who already put me in a container, and I reinvested into the place of water, into the place that I'm giving out, into the rivers of water that's going to flow into push me into the next level. I no longer am going to be invested in you. As a matter of fact, I've closed the door on you, and I've decided that my expiration point with you is 2/24/2026. You no longer are invested in me because I have expired you. I have discarded you to move into the next level. And sometimes in our life, there's things that we need to discard. So your work to do for next week is to ask those questions of yourself and then to write that statement. Later on today, I'm going to pop this action plan onto my Facebook page so that you can ask yourself those questions. So in case you didn't get with the questions card, in case you didn't get the sentence that goes along with the question, I'm going to pop it on my Facebook later on this morning so that you can go back and you can find out, where is my emotional energy still tied up with? Because wherever it's tied up with, it's prohibiting you from going forward. What conversations am I still replaying? The woulda, coulda, shoulda, done. I should have said this. I should have done that. But the truth of the matter is, you didn't. So why keep replaying it? And then who am I still trying to prove myself to? Those are the things this week that I really want us to get into. So when we look at that assignment, I want us to also, as we're looking at that assignment, as we're doing with that sentence, I want us to look at an area in our loss where you lost power and you're trying to reclaim it. Example, say no to something that you've been tolerating. Revisit a goal that you abandoned. Reestablish some boundaries that you allow those boundaries maybe to come down a little bit. Restart a habit that strengthens you, not a habit that's going to deplete you, but a habit that strengthens you. Remove yourself from some draining environments that you're connected to. When you look at that sentence, I want you to begin to do these actions along with those questions in that sentence. It's time for us to shut the door and to move forward. You see, reclaiming your power is the first deposit into your next level. You got to reclaim it. You've got to take it back from wherever it has come from, and you've got to reinvest it. The reinvestment principle that I told you. You got to reinvest it into your next level. You got to reinvest it into where you're going. This morning, family, I want us to remember that we're stepping into a new year where nothing is going to drain us without our permission. We're reclaiming our power. We're reclaiming our peace. We're reclaiming our purpose. And we're reinvesting it into our future, into the place that God has designed for us. We're taking elevation. We're going up on that elevator to the next level. We're not on ground level anymore, because when you get on the elevator, you're not getting there to go on the ground level, and we're not going to the basement. We're elevating higher, even if it's going to the first floor. We're elevating higher. You see, family, I want us to know that this is our year of clarity. This is our year of courage. And this is the year that we're going to have completion, because we are going to get it done, family. We're going to transform in this year. We want to be amazing in the things that we do. But in order for us to do that, we got to reclaim our power. And when we reclaim our power, we got to reinvest that energy that we have into the place that we're going. In this month, as I've been saying in this month, we've been giving away books. And last week we gave 2 books by our author, Sister Lorraine Land. This week I have another book that I want to give you, a book that I want to give away this morning. And we're going to give this book. I want to say congratulations before I do that to Pastor Gathers and to Sister Trina Lewis, who received the book last week. I want to say congratulations to you ladies. And I hope and I know that the book that you're going to read by Sister Lorraine Land is going to do you good. It's amazing. It's going to challenge you. And that's going to help you to move to the next level. It's going to help you to reclaim your power so that you can invest it where you go. I have another book that I want to give away this morning, and hopefully you can see it. It's called The Pursuit of Purpose. And this book is by a man by the name of Clarence Haynes Jr. And this is another book that I want to give away. What he does is he gives you several steps in finding God's will or God's purpose for your life. This book I found to be very inspirational too, and it's a motivational book for you to look at these steps and for you to begin to determine God's will and God's purpose for your life. I got this book this morning that I'm going to give away to someone. When I get up from here, I'm going to check the chats, and I'm going to check the person who gave out the most chat, the person that was the interactive person, the most interactive person in the chat this morning will receive this book on today. Once again, family, I want to let you know that we're transforming in 2026. We are getting it done. Reclaiming your power and investing it into your next level. Be amazing on today, family. Shalom.